Hello dear students, good morning. Welcome to Maths IPE classes by NEET World. So today we will be starting with junior IPE, that is 1A. Okay, so we will be starting with LAQs, and the first chapter that we will be doing is the trigonometric ratios up to transformation, from where one LAQ will be coming. Okay, so we will be starting with what is that, Maths 1A and also 1B. So till now when it comes to senior IPE, we have already done with 2A and 2B, what is that, LAQs and SAQs. Okay, and VSAQs will be doing it shortly for 2A and also 2B. Okay, now we will be starting with 1B, that is 1A and 1B for junior IPE, friends. Now let us start with the discussion. Now when we talk about this, see here, when I talk about LAQs pertaining to 1A, okay, so we are having functions chapter, okay, we are having mathematical induction, matrices, product of vectors, trigonometric ratios up to transformation, properties of triangles. So these 6 chapters are there, from where LAQs are coming, but we will be starting with trigonometric transformation, that is we will be starting with the focusing on what, we will be focusing on trigonometry first. Okay, clear? So let us start with the discussion, friends. What is the chapter number? That is, this is page number is 103. Okay, this is the chapter trigonometric transformation, trigonometric ratios up to transformation, or you can say that trigonometric transformation. Okay, clear? So this is a chapter that we have. Okay, now see here, let me check whether I am audible first. Starting with the focusing, yeah, it's fine. This is the chapter. All right. So before starting of the chapter, okay, we were starting with the questions. We have to know certain very important formulas. Okay, very important formulas you have to know. Okay, if you know these formulas, this chapter is very simple. Okay, we have to apply these formulas frequently in these questions. Now let us start with some basics. Okay, so I am writing trigonometric transformations, correct? Trigonometric transformations. Okay, if I talk about this, certain formulas you have to remember. First is what? Sin A plus sin B, or what I can do, first let me write this. What is the formula? I will be writing sin of A plus B is equal to what? Okay, sin of A plus B is equal to what? This formula we will be writing. Then what is the other formula that we will be learning? Okay, sin of A plus B, sin of A minus B, cos of A plus B, cos of A minus B. So first is what? Sin of A plus B, sin of A minus B, okay, cos of A plus B, okay, cos of A minus B. These are the formulas we will be learning. Okay, in your trigonometry classes you would have learnt, okay, these formulas. Okay, you have to remember these formulas. So first thing what we are having, who is this? Atharva. What did you do? I didn't get your message. Good morning, Atharva. So see here, sin of A plus B. Sin of A plus B is what? Sin A cos B, okay, what is this? Plus cos A sin B, that's it, plus cos A sin B. Okay, now what happens to sin of A minus B? Sin of A minus B is what? The same thing, only thing is we will get minus. Okay, we will get minus in between. So this will become what? Sin A cos B minus cos A sin B. Now cos of A plus B, cos of A plus B, you have to remember, cos will not join with sin here. Okay, what we will get? Cos A cos B, okay, and sin A sin B will get it. Okay, but instead of plus, wherever plus is there, you will get minus. Here minus is there, means you will get plus. So this I can write it as what? Cos A cos B, okay, minus sin A sin B. This would become what? Cos of A minus B, cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. That is, it will do the reverse thing. Cos, if you ask cos to open the door, it will close the door. If you ask cos to close the door, it will open the door. That is, plus will become minus, minus will become plus. This is the peculiar character about cos. Okay, this is a peculiar characteristic that we have with cos. Clear? Next, now if I combine this and write it, okay, if I write, okay, next what we have is sin of A plus B plus sin of A minus B, sin of A plus B plus sin of A minus B. okay, sin of a plus b into sin of a minus b. What will happen? Okay, so see here, cos a sin b, cos a sin b will cancel. What we will have? What we will have, friends? Sin of a plus b into sin of a minus b. We will have what? 2 sin a cos b. We will have what? 2 sin a cos b. Cos b. Okay. Similarly, if I write, okay, let me write it like this. Let me write it like this. Cos of a minus b, okay, instead of plus, let me write minus, okay, minus cos of a plus b. We will get it as equal to what? We will get it as equal to 2 sin a sin b, 2 sin a sin b. Okay, this is one thing. Now, there are certain very important formulas that you have to know. Another set of formulas is sin c plus sin d. Another one is what? Sin c minus sin d. Sin c minus sin d. What is this? Sin c plus sin d is what? 2 sin c plus d by 2. Okay, and cos c minus d by 2. Okay, whenever sin comes, sin and cos will come together. Okay. Now, sin c minus sin d, what will happen? Instead of sin c plus d by 2, it will become cos c plus d by 2. This will become what? 2 cos c plus d by 2 into sin c minus d by 2. That's it. Okay. Other set of formulas. When we have sin, we have definitely want cos also. Cos c plus cos d. Then cos c minus cos d. So what we are having, friends? 2 cos c plus d by 2, okay, into cos c minus d by 2. Okay, 2 cos c plus d by 2 into cos c minus d by 2. Okay, now when we are having cos c minus cos d, the formula will become what? The formula will become what? Think about it. When we are having cos c minus cos d, what is the formula? Okay, cos c, whenever minus comes, it will be sin. Okay, it will become what? Sin. See here, it will become sin. As you can observe here, it will become what? Minus 2 sin c plus d by 2 sin c minus d by 2. Sin c minus d by 2. This is what we have the formula when we have cos c minus cos d. You have to remember these formulas. Okay, you have definitely have to remember these formulas. You know to take, okay, repeat. See, I am just writing the formulas as of now. I am just writing the formulas. Okay, you have to remember these formulas so that you solve the questions on transformation very easily. Okay, what are the other formulas? Let us remember double angle formulas. Sin 2a can be written as what, friends? 2 sin a cos a. Another set of formula is cos 2a can be written as what? Cos square a minus sin square a. Next is what? Cos square a minus sin square a. Next is what? You can write this as 2 cos square a minus 1. This can also be written as 1 minus 2 sin square a. 1 minus 2 sin square a. Another very important formula. Okay, or you can also remember this one. Cos 90 minus theta is equal to sin theta. This also you should remember. Okay, sin 90 minus theta is equal to, this everyone would be knowing, is equal to cos theta. This is one thing. Another very important set of formula is, okay, sin square a minus sin square b is equal to what? Sin square a minus sin square b is equal to sin of a plus b into sin of a minus b. Into sin of a minus b. Please remember this formula also. Sin square a minus sin square b is equal to sin of a plus b into sin of a minus b. Please remember these formulas. These formulas you have to remember. It's not just for your IPE. These formulas are highly important for your EPSET and also JEE. If you are focusing for JEE and also EPSET, okay, these formulas are highly important. Okay, you attend EPSET classes, okay, and also JEE classes. I have told you how to remember the formula with some tricks. Okay, clear. Let us move to the questions, friends. Let us move to the question first. Okay. Let us have a look at the question that is given. So these are the questions that is given. See here. See, LAQs 35 marks worth LAQs will come. So from this chapter LAQs will come. Very simple it will be. You just have to know the formulas, that's all. Okay, if you just know the formulas, you will be able to solve it very easily. So see here, let us start with the question first. Let us start with the question first, friends. All of you focus on the questions. Okay, it's audio is being. Yes, I'll repeat. Okay, I'll repeat. Fine. So this is the question that we are having. What is the question that we are having? If ABC are angles of a triangle, prove that sin 2a plus sin 2b plus sin 2c is equal to 4 times sin A sin B sin C, 4 times sin A sin B sin C. This is what they are telling. Okay, page number is 106. Okay, page number is 106. This is the question that we are having. Okay, this is the question that we are having. Let us take up the question, friends. Okay, let us take up the question. Let us go to the next page. So they are telling, if ABC are angles of a triangle, prove that. Okay, what they are telling? Question is what? Question is they are telling prove that. Okay, question is prove that. Okay, sin 2A plus sin 2B plus sin 2C is equal to 4 times sin A sin B and sin C, 4 times sin A sin B sin C. This is what we have to prove, friends. This is what we have to prove. Okay, this is what we have to prove. Now see here what they have given. Let us take, okay, first solution. Okay, solution. Let LHS let us take LHS is given as what? Sin 2A plus sin 2B plus sin 2C. Okay, it is given. Now see here, focus here. Now focus here. Okay, let me take some other color. See here, observe carefully. If you focus here, if you look at this, sin 2A sin 2B, this is nothing but what? Sin C plus sin D. Okay, if I apply that formula, it is nothing but what I should write? This implies I can write it as what? This implies sin C plus sin D, I can write it as what? 2 sin C plus D by 2 cos C minus D by 2. I can write this as what? 2 sin C plus D by 2, that is 2A plus 2B by 2, okay, by 2 cos C minus D by 2, that is 2A minus 2B by 2, okay, plus sin 2C, I will write it as it is. Now see here what will happen? What will happen? Therefore, I have to write the reason here. Very important, you have to write the reason. Therefore, sin C plus sin D, everywhere you have to write the reason. Okay, sin C plus sin D is equal to 2 sin C plus D by 2. Okay, C plus D by 2. Okay, 2 plus sin C plus D by 2 into cos C minus D by 2. This is the reason you have to write it. Okay, everywhere, wherever possible, you have to write the reason. Definitely, you got to write the reason. Then only you will get the marks. Okay, here 2 is there, here 2 is there. What I can take? 2 I can take common. This cancel, it will cancel with 2. So I will get what? Okay, I will get what? 2 sin, okay, A plus B into cos A minus B. See, what I am telling is, see here 2 is there, here also 2 is there. I can take 2 common. This will become, inside will become what? A plus B. So denominator is what? 2. So 2 and 2 I can cancel. Here also if I take 2 common, this will become 2 common. This will become what? A minus B. So 2 times A minus B. So 2 and 2, numerator and denominator, we are having 2. It will cancel. I will get cos A minus B. This will become what? Sin 2C. This will become sin 2C. Sin A plus B into cos A minus B. This is what I am having. Okay, cos A minus B. Okay, now see here, I am having what? Sin 2C, correct? Sin 2C. What I can do with sin 2C? Think correctly. So sin 2C can be written as what? Sin 2C can be written as what, friends? Sin 2C can be written as what? I told you we can apply half angle formula here. Okay, we can apply half angular formula here. Excuse me. This I can write it as what? Sin 2C can be written as 2 sin C cos C. So therefore I should write the reason. Therefore, okay, sin 2A is equal to what? 2 sin A cos A. That is the reason I am writing here. That is the reason I am writing here. Okay. Now A plus B. Okay, A plus B. Okay, see this A plus, instead of A plus B, what I can write? I can write it as 2 sin C. I can write it 2 sin C into cos of A minus B. I can write it. Okay, plus 2 sin C into cos C. I can write it. Correct. I can write it. Why? Because C sin C. Why? How I can write it? Because therefore, what I can write? There, since ABC are angles of a triangle. Since ABC are angles of the triangle, that means what? A plus B plus C is equal to pi. Okay, A plus B will be equal to what? Pi minus what? Pi minus C. Okay, then if I apply sign on both sides, sin of A plus B will be equal to what? Sin of A plus B will be equal to sin of pi minus C. So sin of A plus B will be equal to sin of 180 minus theta is sin theta, that will be equal to sin C. Okay, sin C. So what I can write? This is using this. Let us write this as equation 1. Let us write this as equation 1. Okay, so I have written this. Therefore I should write the reason what? This is equation 1. This is using 1. Using 1 I have written this. Using 1 I have written Sin of a plus b as sin c. You have to write the reason. Okay. So see here, a plus b plus c is equal to pi. Okay, a plus b will be equal to pi minus c. Let us apply sin. Sin of a plus b is equal to sin of pi minus c. Sin of 180 minus theta is sin theta, that is sin c. Okay, this is what we'll have. We have to write the reason like this. Okay, now this will become what? 2 sin c, 2 sin c is there. Correct. I can take 2 sin c outside. Correct. 2 sin c I can take it outside. Correct. So if I take 2 sin c outside, what I will get? If I take 2 sin c outside, what I will get, friends? 2 sin c I can take it outside. This implies 2 sin c. See here, 2 sin c, 2 sin c. I can take it outside. 2 sin c into c cos of a minus b plus cos c. This is what I am having. Cos of a minus b into cos c. This is what I am having. Correct. Cos of a minus b into cos c. This is what I am having. Now what I should do? So cos of a minus b into cos c. This is what I am having. Correct na? Cos of a minus b into cos c. This is what I am having. So cos c can be written as what, friends? Cos c can be written as what? Cos c can be written as what? Think correctly. Cos c can be written as what? Think correctly. Cos c can be written as what, friends? Cos c can be written as, see here, I have taken what? Cos c can be written as what? Think correctly. Okay, cos c can be written as what? So same procedure here. Okay, a plus b plus c is equal to pi. So now here again take here, it is given a plus b plus c is equal to pi. Okay, now what I can write? Okay, a plus b is equal to pi minus c. Pi minus c. If I apply cos of a plus b is equal to cos of pi minus c. Cos of pi minus c. Cos of 180 minus theta is not cos theta, it is minus cos theta, friends, because pi minus means it is coming to second quadrant. Second quadrant cos is negative. Only sin and cosecant are positive. ASTC rule. Okay, so this will become what? Cos of a plus b will be equal to minus cos c, will be equal to minus cos c. That is equation 2, friends. That is equation 2. Okay, this will become equal to what? Minus cos c. Please pay attention. Now this I will write it as what? 2 sin c is equal to 2 sin c into cos of a minus b. Okay, what is this I am having? Instead of cos c, what I should write? Instead of cos c, what I should write? I can write this as minus cos of a plus b. Minus cos of a plus b. Okay, what is this? This is nothing but what? Using equation 2. Using equation 2 I will write it. Okay, using result 2 I am writing it. You have to write the reason. Reasons are more important than this one. With the reason only you will get the marks. Okay, if you want 7 marks, you definitely have to write the reason, friends. Okay, so we will get what? Cos of a minus b minus cos of a plus b. Okay, this is what we will get. Now these are which form? Cos of a minus b minus cos of a plus b is what? 2 sin a sin b. Okay, this is the formula that we will be using. So this is what we are having. 2 sin c into cos of a minus b minus cos of a plus b is what? 2 sin a sin b. See, just now we learned the formula. See here, if you can see the formula here. Where is the formula? Let me show. So here, friends, I will just keep showing the formulas. See here, cos of a minus b minus cos of a plus b is what? 2 sin a sin b. Okay, so here the formula is here, but there also you should write the formula. Okay, so this will be equal to what? This will be equal to what? What is it? This will be equal to what, friends? 2 sin c into, okay, 2, what is this? Let me change the color. This is what? Into, this is what? This will give us 2 sin a sin b. Okay, 2 sin a sin b. Now 2 into 2, let us multiply. This will be 4. Okay, into, let us write it in proper order, sin a sin b into sin c. Okay, that is equal to RHS, hence proved. Okay, hence proved. Okay, of course we got the solution in just one page, but these reasons you have to write it, then only you will get the complete full marks, friends. Clear? So this is how we are solving this. First we applied sin c plus sin d, then we applied sin 2a. Okay, then we use the properties of triangle a plus b plus c is equal to pi. So sin of a plus b is equal to sin of pi minus c. So sin of pi minus c is what? That is sin of 180 minus theta is what? Sin theta. Okay, sin of 180 minus theta is, आपको अपनी तरफ से कुछ देना चाहते हो? ओके, okay, please focus on the class. Please focus on the class. Only thing that I expect from you is practice, nothing else. Focus on the class, that's enough. your hard work is the gift for me. Okay, you being regular to the class and watching the class regularly, that is the only gift we expect from you. Fine. Okay, fine. Anyways, focus on the class. And then we applied this. Cos of a plus b is equal to cos of pi minus c. Cos of 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. Sin of 180 minus theta is sin theta. That's it. All right, friends. Let us move to the next question. Let us move to the next question. What is the question that we are having? Focus here. So ABC, they are telling, okay, ABC are angles in a triangle. Then prove that cos A plus cos B plus cos C is equal to 1 plus 4 sin A by 2 sin B by 2 sin C by 2. This is what they are telling us to prove. Okay, this is what they are telling us to prove. So let us take up this question, friends. Let us take up this question. They are telling us to prove what? See, question is what? Prove that. You have to know those formulas. That's all. You have to keep applying the formulas. You will be able to get the answer. But you should know where to apply which formula. That is very important. It's not just about knowing. You have to know the concept properly. Where to apply which. Okay, you should be able to identify the usability of those formulas, utility of those formulas. Sin B by 2 into sin C by 2 to sin C by 2. This is what we have, friends. To sin C by 2. Okay, see here. Now let us take LHS solution. Now let us take LHS. LHS is equal to what we are having. Write down correctly. That is cos A plus cos B plus cos C. This is what we are having. Okay, this is what we are having. Now see here. Cos A plus cos B. Observe here. Cos A plus cos B. These of the form what? These of the form cos C plus cos D. Cos C plus cos D is what, friends? Cos C plus cos D is what? 2 cos C plus D by 2 cos C minus D by 2. Okay. I am good. How are you? Okay, fine. I'll try to do it in Hindi also. Let's see. Okay. पहले LHS ले लो. ओके, अब देखो cos A प्लस cos B है ना, ये किसका फॉर्म है? cos C प्लस cos D फार्मूला का फॉर्म है. ओके, cos C प्लस cos D मतलब क्या? 2 cos C प्लस D by 2, 2 cos C प्लस D by 2 cos C minus D by 2. Correct. Now what will happen? Okay, now what will happen? It is just concept. It doesn't matter Hindi or English. Okay, please focus on the class. Now what I can write it? This can be written as. This can be written as what? This can be written as. See here. Observe, focus carefully. This should be 2 cos A plus B by 2 into cos A minus B by 2 plus cos C. This is what we are having. Okay, here you have to write the reason. Therefore, cos C plus cos D is equal to 2 cos C plus D by 2 to cos C minus D by 2. This is what I am having. Okay, C minus D by 2. Okay, so focus. So this is what we are having. 2 cos. This is what I have applied. Now I would write equals. It carries marks. Everything carries marks. If you want to get 75 out of 75, you have to pay attention to the details. Okay, so even small things matter. Okay, so cos C is there here. So 2 cos A plus B by 2. A plus B by 2 can be written as what? A plus B by 2 can be written as what, friends? See here. 2 cos A plus B by 2. This can be written as what? Now see here. Okay, therefore see here. A plus B plus C is equal to what? Pi. Okay, is equal to what? Pi. Now A plus B can be written as what? Pi minus C. Pi minus C. Okay, if I divide by 2, what I will get? A plus B by 2 will be equal to pi minus C by 2. So that will be equal to what? A plus B by 2 will be equal to what? Pi by 2 minus C by 2. This is what I will have, correct na? So A plus B by 2 I can write it as what? Pi by 2 minus C by 2. Okay, so this I can write it as what? So if I apply cos, okay, let us apply cos. So cos of A plus B by 2 can be written as what, friends? Cos of pi by 2 minus C by 2. Cos of 90 minus theta is what, friends? Sin theta. So this will become what? Sin C by 2. Okay, so sin C by 2. So this is, I can write it as what? Equation 1. So using result 1. Okay, using result 1 I will write it. Okay, using result 1. So let me write it here. Let me write this result here. Cos of A plus B by 2 can be written as cos of pi by 2 minus c by 2, that is equal to sin c by 2. This is, let this be equation 1, let this be equation 1, I will put it in box. Now this will become what? This will become, okay, instead of cos of a plus b by 2, I can write it as what? 2 sin c by 2, okay, into cos a minus b by 2 plus cos c is there, okay, cos is there, let us write cos c as it is. Here I should write what? Therefore using result 1, okay. This is in rough, I have shown you how to do this, how we get this, I have shown it here, okay. Now let us continue using 1, okay. Now 2 sin c by 2 into cos a minus b by 2, okay. Cos c can be written as what, friends? I want it in terms of sin, so cos c can be written as what? I can write it as 1 minus 2 sin square c by 2. Why? Because cos 2a is what? See, I will write here, cos 2a can be written as what? 1 minus 2 sin square a, okay. Similarly I can write, okay, therefore I will write it here itself, okay, therefore cos c is equal to 1 minus, or I can write it as what? Cos a, double angle or half angle formula, cos a is equal to 1 minus 2 sin square a by 2, that is the reason. Cos a is equal to 1 minus 2 sin square a by 2, okay. So 1 minus 2 sin square a by 2, clear. So इसलिए हम ये लिख सकते हैं, okay, this is what we can write it, 1 minus 2 sin square c by 2, okay. So this is the reason. Now 2 sin c by 2, here also 2 sin c by 2 is there, okay, 2 sin c by 2 is there, 1 minus 2 sin square c by 2 is there. So what I can do, I can take sin c by 2, I can take common, correct. Sin c by 2 definitely I can take common, sin c by 2 definitely I can take common sin c by 2 definitely I can take common. Now what will happen? Instead of taking just sin c by 2, what we are having? 2 also is there, I can take 2 also common. This will give me what? 2 sin c by 2 into what I will have? Cos of a minus b by 2, okay, plus, or I can write it here, minus sin c by 2. What is this I am having? Plus 1. This is what I am having, plus 1. This is what I am having, plus 1. Okay, 2 sin c, cos of a minus b by 2, sin c by 2, sin c by 2. Now what I can do here is, okay, if I can write sin c by 2, cos of a plus b by 2 as sin c by 2, the reverse is also true. So instead of writing sin c by 2, I can write it as what? Cos of a plus b by 2. So this will become what? Okay, I can write it as 1 plus 2 sin c by 2 into cos of a minus b by 2, okay, minus sin c by 2. Instead of that I can write it as what? Cos of a plus b by 2, okay, I can write it, okay. Therefore using 1, again using the result 1, therefore using 1, okay, clear. Now cos of a minus b by 2 minus cos of a plus b by 2 is there, okay, cos of a minus b by 2 minus cos of a plus b by 2 is there. So this is what, friends? This is nothing but equal to what? This is nothing but equal to, so let me write it here okay. So let me minimize and write it here, we can write it here itself. So this is of which form? So first let me write it, this can be written as 1 plus 2 sin c by 2, okay, into 2 sin, what is that we have? 2 sin c, cos of a, this will be 2 sin a by 2 into sin b by 2, okay. Therefore reason is what? The reason I should write is therefore using, or therefore the reason is what? The formula is what? Cos of, what is that? Cos of a minus b minus cos of a plus b, it is of that form. So cos of a minus b cos of a plus b is equal to what? 2 sin a sin b, that's it, that is the formula we are using, okay. Because of that we got it. So this will be what? Sin c by 2. So finally we have what? 1 plus 2 into 2 is 4, I will write it in proper form, sin a by 2 into sin b by 2 into sin c by 2. That is what is required, that is what they have asked in the RHS, we got it, that is equal to RHS, hence proved, okay, clear. This is the way we got to solve this question, friends. This is the way we got to solve this question. I hope it is clear to all of you. This is the way we got to solve this question. I hope it is clear to all of you. Here what did we do? Cos of a minus b minus cos of a plus b, okay, that is what? 2 sin a sin b, that is what? This is the formula we applied. Let me show you here. What is the formula? Already written the formula. So see here, this is the formula, cos of a minus b minus cos of a plus b is 2 sin a sin b. So this is of that form, see here see here, cos of a minus b minus cos of a plus b. So here a and b are what? A is a by 2, b is b by 2, that's it, Clear? That's why we got, instead of getting sin A, sin B, we are getting sin A by 2, sin B by 2. That's it. Clear? Okay, fine. Let us move to the next question, friends. Let us move to the next question. Let us go to one nice question. Okay, we will solve this question. 38th question. See here. See, they are telling what? They are telling, see here, they are telling, if ABC are angles of a triangle, then prove that, okay, sin square A by 2 plus sin square B by 2 minus sin square C by 2 is equal to 1 minus 2 cos A by 2 cos B by 2 into sin C by 2. This is the question, friends. This is the question. Now, let us take up this question. See. See, this can be written as what? The question that is given is what? Okay, question is given as what? Question is, prove that sin square A by 2 plus sin square B by 2 minus sin square C by 2 is equal to 1 minus 2 cos A by 2 into cos B by 2, but here it is sin C by 2. Here it is what? Sin C by 2. Now what we will do? We will take the LHS. We will take the LHS. So we will take the LHS. Solution. Okay. LHS is equal to, what is that we have? Sin square A by 2 sin square B by 2 minus sin square C by 2. Okay. Now those who have watched my JEE classes, they would have known, whenever we get sin square like this, it is mandatory we will multiply and divide by 2, because 2 sin square A by 2 we have certain formulas. Okay. So what we will do? You will divide and multiply by 2. Divide and multiply by 2. Okay. So what will happen to LHS? This implies we will have 2 sin square A by 2 plus 2 sin square B by 2 minus 2 sin square C by 2. Correct? This is what we will have, but outside also we will have something, that is we have to divide by 2, means I will write 1 by 2. That's it. Okay. Now look at this, focus on this. Focus on this. 2, what is this? I should write square, correct now? Sin square, this is there. Okay. Now here what I can do is, if I take 2 common here, okay, next step, half into 2 sin square A by 2 plus 2 I will take common, 2 into, what is this? Sin square B by 2 minus sin square C by 2. I will take 2 common. So see here, sin square B by 2 minus sin square C by 2. Okay. Here I can apply which formula? I can apply these of the form. See here, these of the form, sin square A minus sin square B. Sin square A minus sin square B is what? Sin square A minus sin square B, I wrote in the formula, that is sin of A plus B into sin of A minus B. So let us apply that here, but here A is what? B by 2. Okay. What is B? C by 2. That's it. Okay. This will be equal to 1 by 2 into 2 sin square A by 2 plus 2 into, what is that? Sin of A plus B, that is B by 2 plus C by 2. Okay. Into sin of A minus B, B by 2 minus C by 2, sin of B by 2, sin of B by 2 plus C by 2 into sin of B by 2 minus C by 2. That's it. Okay. So therefore the reason is what? Therefore sin square A minus sin square B is equal to what, friends? Is equal to sin of A plus B into sin of A minus B into sin of A minus B. This is the reason, friends. This is the reason you have to know. Okay. This is the reason you have to know. Okay. Clear? This is the reason you got to know. Okay. So this is what we get. Sin square B plus C by 2, this one, B plus C by 2 I can write it, B minus C by 2 I can write it. Correct? This is what I can do. Or you can also apply one more formula. Okay. You can also apply one more formula. See here. Okay, since we have written this one, instead of using this formula, we can also apply. See here, we are having, what is that? We are having, okay, 2 sin square a by 2. So we know that, okay, 2 sin square a by 2 is there. Okay, now what I can do this, you can do it in another way. It is more simpler. Let us learn that way. So we know that, what we can write? We know that, okay, 1 minus cos a is equal to 2 sin square a by 2. Okay, 1 minus cos a, cos theta is equal to 2 sin square theta by 2. 1 minus cos theta is equal to 2 sin square theta by 2. So 2 sin square theta means I can write it as 1 minus cos theta. Okay, so this is result 1. So this can be written as what? 1 by 2 into 2 sin square a by 2. I can write it as what? I can write it as 1 minus cos theta. I can write it like this. Okay, so see here, 1 minus cos theta. Cos theta here is what? A. So 1 minus cos a. Half angle will become normal single angle. 1 minus cos a. This will become what? This will become what? See, no need to take this common here. Directly I can write it. So see here, this will become 2 sin square b by 2. 2 sin square b by 2 minus 2 sin square c by 2. This is what I am having. Now what I can do? 1 minus cos a, 1 minus cos b plus 1 minus, what is this? Plus 1 minus cos c. This is what I am having. Okay, this is what I applied. See, 1 minus cos b, 1 minus cos c. This is what I applied. Why? Because 1 minus cos theta is equal to 2 sin square theta by 2. 1 minus cos theta is equal to 2 sin square theta by 2. Clear? Now here actually this should be minus, correct na? This should be minus here. Here minus will come. Okay, 1 minus cos b minus 1 minus cos c minus 1 minus cos c. 1 minus cos c. This is what I am having. Okay, this is what I am having. Okay, clear? Now I am having what? 1 minus cos c. Now let us take 1 by 2. If I simplify this, 1 plus 1 is what? 1 plus 1. See here, 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 minus I will take common. This will become what? Cos a plus cos b. Cos a plus cos b. Okay, if I take 2 minus 1, see here 2 minus 1 means this will become 1. Okay, this will become 1. 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 means this will become 1. Or let me write it in this step, no problem. Okay, minus 1 plus cos c. Minus 1 plus cos c. Now let me write in next step, 1 by 2 into 2 minus 1 is 1. See, 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, this is minus cos a plus cos b. Cos a plus cos b minus cos c. This is what I am having, friends. This is what I am having. Okay, this is what I am having. Cos a plus cos b is of which form? Cos c plus cos d, correct na? Cos c plus cos d. Cos c plus cos d, what is the formula, friends? I can write this as 1 by 2 into 1 minus what I can write it? This one I can write it as within bracket 2 cos a plus b by 2. Okay, 2 cos a plus b by 2 into cos a minus b by 2 into cos a minus b by 2 within the bracket. Okay, minus cos c. This is what I can write it. Minus cos c. This is what I can write it. Here definitely I have to write the reason. Therefore, cos c plus cos d is equal to, okay, within bracket I have to write it as cos 2 cos c plus d by 2 into cos c minus d by 2. C minus d by 2. That is the reason you have to write it. Now a plus b by 2 I can write it as what, friends? A plus b by 2 I can write it as what? A plus b by 2 I can write it as what? Okay. This is what we are having. So, but before that, see here, cos c can be written as what? I can use, like previous question, cos c can be written as half angle formula. Okay, half angle formula, using half angle formula I can write this as what? So half into 1 minus, this is what I can write here, 1 minus 2 cos a plus b by 2 into cos a minus b by 2. So here half angle formula I can apply here. This will become what? Cos c can be written as 1 minus 2 sin square c by 2. Okay, that is half angle formula. Therefore I can write what? Cos a is equal to 1 minus what I can write? 2 sin square a by 2. That is the reason. That is half angle formula of cos. So in terms of sin I have written. So this will become what? Half into 1 minus 2 cos a plus b by 2 into cos a minus b by 2 minus what I am having? What I am having? Minus 1 plus 2 sin square c by 2 plus 2 sin square c by 2. This entire thing I will write it like this. Okay, this entire thing I will write it like this. Now what I am having is 2 sin square c by 2, correct? 2 sin square c by 2 is there. Okay, I can do what? Plus 1 minus 1 I can cancel here. Okay, what I can take? I can take 2 common. This will become what? 2 by 2 into what I'll write, minus cos a plus b by 2 into cos a minus b by 2 into what is this I'm having, plus sin square c by 2. This is what I'm having, plus sin square c by 2. This is what I'm having, friends. Okay, now what I can do, see here what I can do, cos a plus b by 2, cos a plus b by 2, we know that a plus b plus c is equal to what, pi. Okay, so a plus b is equal to pi minus c. So a plus b by 2 is equal to pi minus c by 2, or I can write as pi by 2 minus c by 2. So sin of a plus b by 2, sin of a plus b by 2 is equal to what, sin of pi by 2 minus c by 2. Okay, here cos is there now, let me apply cos. Okay, let us apply cos. Cos of a plus b by 2, see here I can apply what, see here I can apply what, cos of a plus b by 2 is equal to cos of pi by 2 minus c by 2. Okay, so cos of a plus b by 2 will be equal to what, cos 90 minus theta is what, sin c by 2. So here, okay, you can write this, cancel here. We know that, okay, cos of a plus b by 2 is equal to what, sin c by 2. Okay, this will be the reason, therefore let this be equation 2. Therefore this I can write it as what, minus sin c by 2 into cos of a minus b by 2 plus sin square c by 2. Okay, therefore what, you have to write the reason, definitely you have to write the reason, therefore using 2, that is the reason, you have to definitely write it, otherwise you won't get marks. You have to write the reason is this one. Okay, you have to write the reason. Okay, so sin c by 2, here also sin square c by 2 is there. What I can do, I can take sin c by 2 common. I can take what, I can take sin c by 2 common. So let me take sin c by 2 common, I will get it as what, sin c by 2, if I take common, this will become what, sin c by 2 minus cos of a minus b by 2, minus cos of a minus b by 2, minus cos of a minus b by 2, sin c by 2 into what I am getting, here actually what will happen, 1 plus 1, this is minus of minus 1, this will become what, okay, we will have 2 here, actually we will have 2 here. So if I take 2 common, this will be 1 minus, this will be what I will be having, this will be, observe carefully, this will be 2 minus actually this will be 2 minus, right. So this will become, if I take 2 outside, this will be 1 minus, this will be here also it will be 1 minus, focus here, this will left out. Okay, focus here, this will be 1 minus. So sin c by 2 minus cos of a minus b by 2. Sin c by 2 can be written as what, friends? Sin c by 2 can be written as back as, I can write this as again cos of a plus b by 2. Okay, so let us go to the next page. So this I can write it as what, 1 minus sin c by 2 into, here sin c by 2 is there now, I can write it as cos of a plus b by 2 into, what is this, into or minus, minus cos of a minus b by 2, minus cos of a minus b by 2, minus cos of a minus b by 2. This is what I am having. So what is that we are having, therefore using 2, therefore using equation 2. This is the reason, we have to write the result, this is the reason we are writing cos of a minus b by 2. Now what will happen, friends? Okay, now what will happen? Now what will happen? So if this is minus, this will become plus, this will be plus, here also this will also be plus, this will be plus here, it is plus here. So cos of a plus b by 2 minus plus cos of a minus b by 2, that is nothing but equal to what, 1 minus sin c by 2 into this I can write it as what, this I can write it as, what is this, this I can write it as 2 cos of a by 2 into cos of b by 2. Okay, what is the reason? Therefore I can write it as what, reason is cos of a plus b plus cos of a minus b is nothing but equal to 2 cos a cos b, 2 cos a cos b. Okay, 2 cos a cos b 2 cos a cos b, but here a is what, a by 2, but b is what, b by 2. So this if I open up, I can write it as in proper form, 1 minus 2 cos a by 2 cos b by 2 into sin c by 2. Okay, clear. So into sin c by 2. Okay, so that is equal to 1 minus 2 we are having. So that is nothing but equal to what, friends? That is nothing but equal to RHS. Hence we have proved it. Clear? This is the way we have to solve this question. Let me explain this again. So see here, first we are applying what? First we are applying first we are multiplying and dividing it by 2. So then we are applying the formula 1 minus cos theta is equal to 2 sin square theta by 2. Okay. So we are having everywhere 2 sin square theta by 2. So I can apply what? 1 minus cos theta. This is 1 minus cos A plus 1 minus cos B minus 1 minus cos C. Okay. After that, what will happen? If I take this, I will get 2 minus 1. So this will be 1 minus cos A plus cos B. Okay, minus cos C. So cos A plus cos B, if I apply, this will be cos C plus cos D formula. That is what I applied. Then here I have applied half angle formula for cos C. Then I will take sin C outside. Sin C I will get it. Sin C I will take it outside. So this is what I will get on simplification. I will get sin C plus t by 2, sin C by 2 plus cos of A minus B by 2. Sin C by 2 I can write it as C. Cos of A plus B by 2 gives me sin C by 2. So reverse also is true. So sin C by 2 can be written as cos of A plus B by 2. So this is what I will get. Then finally, using this formula, cos of A plus B plus cos of A minus B is equal to 2 cos A cos B. That's why I am telling you those formulas are highly important. Based on those formulas only you can solve this question. Clear friends? This is the way you got to solve this question. This is the way you got to solve this question, friends. Now let us go to one more question that is very important. So see here, this subunit, see here, the subunit, sub question, sorry, cos A plus cos B minus cos C is this one we have to prove, or we will take the question that is done recently, that is the question that is asked May 2024. Okay, let us take up this question. Sin A plus sin B minus sin C is equal to that question. Let us take up that question. Or let us take up this first question. It is more complicated. Let us solve that complicated question, not a problem. We will take up that question. So question that is given is what? The question that is given is, they are telling, first of all you have to know they have given what? The question, A, B, C are angles in a triangle, then prove that cos A plus cos B plus, or it is minus. Okay, let us take it as minus. It is given, we have to prove it is minus. Minus cos C is equal to minus 1, don't forget it is minus 1 plus 4 cos A by 2, okay, cos B by 2 into sin C by 2, okay. So LHS. Now let us take LHS. Okay, now let us take LHS. Okay, LHS. Our solution, we will take it as what? Solution, we will take it as what? See here, solution we will take it as what? Dekho. So solution we will take it as what? Solution, it is given A, B, C are angles of a triangle. Therefore we have what? Therefore A plus B plus C is equal to pi. Now LHS is equal to what? LHS, everywhere you write it like this in every question. They were giving it as what? Angles of a triangle. So LHS is what? Cos A plus cos B minus cos C. This is what is given. Cos A plus cos B minus cos C. This is what is given, friends. Cos A plus cos B minus cos C. This is what is given. Now cos A plus cos B, what is that you can apply? You can apply the formula that is cos C plus cos D formula for this one. So cos C plus cos D is what? 2 cos C plus D by 2 cos C minus D by 2. So this you can write it as what? 2 cos A plus B by 2 into cos A minus B by 2 minus cos C. Okay. Now 2 cos C plus D by 2, 2 cos A plus B by 2. 2 cos A plus B by 2 is what? So I can write this as equal to 2 cos pi by 2 minus C by 2. 2 cos 90 minus theta is, I can write this as 2 cos pi by 2 minus C by 2, I can write it. Okay, because A plus B by 2 is what? Okay. So this implies I can write what? A plus B is equal to pi minus C. This implies I can write it as what? A plus B by 2 is equal to pi by 2 minus C. Okay. So I can write here, let us keep it as it is. Okay. Now pi by 2 minus C by 2. Okay. So this will become what? Cos A minus B by 2 is equal minus cos C. So this will become what? 2 cos pi by 2 minus C by 2 is what? 2 sin C by 2. We will get what? 2 sin C by 2. Okay, we will get 2 sin C by 2 into 2 cos A minus B by 2. Okay, minus cos C. The reason is what? Cos 90 minus theta. Cos 90 minus theta is sin theta. That's it. Okay. Now look at this cos C is there. Cos C, what I can do? I can apply half angle formula for cos C. Okay, whenever you see cos C here, you can apply half angle formula for cos C in terms of sin. Let us apply half angle formula for cos C. 2 sin c by 2 into cos a minus b by 2. Okay, minus cos c means I can write it as what? 1 minus 2 sin square c by 2. Here reason is what? Here reason is, I should write the reason, that is therefore, okay, cos a is equal to 1 minus sin square a by 2, sin square a by 2, that's it. Now what will this become? 2 sin c by 2 into cos a minus b by 2, okay, a minus b by 2 minus plus this is 2 sin square c by 2, this will become plus sin square c by 2, 2 sin square c by 2, okay. Now what I will take? I will take 2 sin outside, 2 sin c by 2 I will take outside because 2 is also there. If I take this outside, what I will get? I will get it as what? 2 sin c by 2 into what is that I am having? Cos a minus b by 2 minus, okay, this is what is this? If I take this outside, this is minus 1, correct? This is minus 1, okay, or let me write this first, cos a minus b by 2, okay, plus this will become what? Plus sin c by 2, this will become what, friends? Plus sin c by 2, okay, if I take this outside, plus sin c by 2 minus 1, this is what I will have here. Now let me write it here again, minus 1 plus 2 sin c by 2, 2 sin c by 2 into cos a minus b by 2 plus sin c by 2 can be written as what, friends? Sin c by 2 can be, see, if I can get cos of a plus b by 2 is equal to sin c by 2, then sin c by 2 can be written as what? Cos of a plus b by 2. So here I can write as what? Cos of a plus b by 2, I can write it, correct? Cos of a plus b by 2. Now this is minus 1 plus 2 sin c by 2. So this is, I can write it as what? This is of which form? Okay, cos of, what is that? A plus b into cos of a minus b. Cos of a plus b into cos of a minus b is what, friends? A plus b plus cos of a minus b. Cos of a plus b plus cos of a minus b is what? That is nothing but what? 2 cos a cos b, correct now? 2 cos a cos b. So 2 cos a cos b, but here it is what? A is a by 2, b is b by 2. So this will become what, friends? This will become 2 cos a by 2 into cos b by 2. So you definitely have to write the reason. Therefore, what is the reason? Cos of a plus b plus cos of a minus b is equal to 2 cos a cos b. But if it was like cos of a minus b minus cos of a plus b, it would have become 2 sin a sin b. Here it is cos of a plus b plus cos of a minus b. Okay, therefore because of this reason we will write it like this. So this will become what? Minus 1 plus 2 into 2 is what? 4. Okay, cos of a by 2 into cos of b by 2 into sin c by 2. Okay, this is what we required. That is what? See, minus 1 plus 4 cos a by 2 cos b by 2 into sin c by 2. That is what they have asked. That is nothing but equal to RHS. Hence proved. Hence you have proved it, friends. Clear? This is how you got to solve this question. This is how you got to solve this question. I hope it is clear. Okay, please practice this question once again and please go through the formulas which I listed out. Okay, those formulas are highly important, not just for this chapter, for your entire mathematics, be it for 1A, 1B, 2A and 2B, and especially for your EPSET and also JEE. Okay, clear, friends? Thank you. I'll wind up now. Let's meet in the next session. Take care.